What's up guys? In this video, I'm going to be installing the Range Industries Big Brake Kit for my Crown Vic Swap 68 F100. Now lately, Range Industries has been crushing it with all the parts and pieces and designs that they make for the F100 and other vehicles. Some of you guys may have seen that S550 Mustang rear end that I put on the back of my truck. I used that Range Industries kit to install that. I also used some of their parts for the Crown Vic Swap on the front of my truck, and I recently used their mount for the power steering from the Mustang to go on the front of this Crown Vic Swap. Now I want to do the big brake upgrade, and we're going to use these huge 6-piston Brembo Calipers, and they're going to take 15-inch rotors. Let me show you what those look like. Look at these things. These are huge. These 15-inch rotors are the size of a manhole cover, and I can't wait to get them installed. I should probably point out real quick, because I went with the 15-inch rotors and larger calipers, you're going to need at least 19-inch wheels to clear everything. Let's take a look at what comes in the kit. These parts are so big they don't fit all in the camera, so we're just going to do one half of the kit so I can show you everything we've got here. Let's talk about the parts that come from Range Industries, and we'll talk about the parts that you need to get yourself. First off are these knuckles. Now you can send yours in, and Range Industries can machine them and put in these bolt holes a little bit larger here so they'll fit the caliper. Or you can buy a set from them and send yours back for a core charge. So there's a couple different ways you can do that. If you're gonna go with the 15-inch rotors like I'm doing, you're gonna need this spacer, and they sell that. And then this brake kit, what's great about Range Industries is they offer either metric or standard fittings depending on what kind of brake lines you have on your truck. Now I'm using the metric lines on the Crown Vic front end, so I got the metric size here. But if you have standard, you know, the 3/8/24 standard fitting, you'll want to tell them that when you're ordering these so you get the right setup. Now for what you need to get is you're going to need to get a rotor and the caliper. The important thing about the 15-inch setup, now I should step back, there are different brake kits that they do. This is the 15-inch, they have a 14-inch version, and they also have one where they use a larger disc, but they use the stock caliper and they just put a bracket on here to move the caliper back to fit the larger rotor. So you can pick the set that works best for you, but I wanted to go with the largest set. If you're going to do the 15-inch like I'm doing here, you're going to need to get the rotors from a 2013 and 2014 GT500 Mustang. The reason why is the hat depth on this is important. From the back side of this to the disc, there's a certain depth that this will sit so it'll fit inside the caliper. So you want to get those, and then you're going to have to open up this bore about a 32nd of an inch to about 2.833 inches is the diameter here. You can maybe do that with a grinder, but if you can take it to a machine shop, it's the best way to do it. But you don't need to take out much, just enough to clear the hub on the knuckle for the Crown Vic front end. And then there's the calipers. Now, again, I'm going with the largest calipers. Range Industries has a whole list of all of the calipers that will fit this setup. And Brembo makes a lot of calipers for a lot of different vehicles. There's a couple things that you want to look out for as you're trying to find a set. You can buy them new like I've got here, or you can buy them used. But you want to get, if you're doing the 15-inch, you want to get these ones with the lugs on the back like this. This is important. And then the other part is, you see how almost look like this is sticking out farther than that side. If you look from here to here, this is the passenger side. You want to have them offset like that. If they're evenly spaced, they won't work with the 15-inch setup. So that's just important for that. I think the 14-inch ones might have that where they're the even space, but just a heads up on that. If you're doing the 15-inch, look for the lugs and look for that offset there. And then again, Brembo makes a lot of calipers for a lot of different manufacturers, but Range Industries has a whole list of all of the calipers that they know will fit this setup. I should probably address the elephant in the room. Yes, my truck is taken apart, and you don't need to take the whole front of your truck off to do this kit, but I've got another project that I'm doing. So while I'm here, this is a great opportunity to do these brakes, but you can absolutely do it with the fenders on. It's not going to hurt anything. All right, we have to disassemble everything here to get this knuckle out of the way. So let's go ahead and start with the caliper and the bracket. And just for fun, look at the comparison between the new 15-inch rotors and the stock Crown Vic rotors. Those things are massive. This is going to be awesome. Next, we're going to go after the end links for the sway bar. And you may find it easier to loosen both ends and also loosen the mount inside here. Might make it a little easier to get that out. Now we're going to want to take off this tie rod. And I like to put the nuts back on these ball joints just so I don't lose anything. If you have your ABS wire, you want to go ahead and take these clips off of the upper control arm. So we're going to want to save that and take it out with the whole knuckle. And the last two we want to take off are the nuts for the upper and lower control arm ball joints. Probably wouldn't hurt to put some PB Blaster or something on here. These threads on the bottom of this ball joint are pretty messed up on my truck here. All right, fast forward. I got the nut stuck on the stud of the ball joint, and I ended up stripping out the hex inside there where you put the Allen key, and I just couldn't get it off, so I had to cut it off and tap the ball joint out and install a new one. So we're good to go there, but that slowed me down for a minute. So now the next step is to go ahead and take this wheel hub out of the knuckle. So let's get that done. Now this hub, depending on how many miles you had on yours, may be more difficult to get out. We could put a little bit of PB Blaster along the outside along here, and then we could just tap it out lightly with a hammer. Maybe if you need to, you could put like a screwdriver inside on this lip here and just kind of tap it, and eventually this will separate. We want to get this off because we're going to put this on the new hub because we're not going to need this, or the new knuckle, because we're not going to need this knuckle anymore. Now see mine, oh, there's quite a bit of, this thing was stuck in there pretty good. So you might be able to, I mean, you gotta be careful if you use a screwdriver on the backside, you could damage this cap here. You could also put the bolts in from the backside here, just thread them in till they're around, you know, something like that. And then you can tap on them and help drive this thing out. Plenty of PB Blaster help get this stuff free, but anyways, you'll get it out, and it may be worth your while to replace the hub, the bearing hub, while you're here. Take a look at your setup and see what you need to do. So we're done with this piece, and now we're going to install the new one. Notice this kind of general shape here is almost like a taper on the top there, so this thing only goes in one way. So we're going to want to get this thing cleaned up, then we'll install it on here, and we'll put those bolts back in. We're going to put some blue Loctite on here and torque these down to 89 foot-pounds. Awesome. Now it's all downhill from here. We're just going to put this back in the truck the same way we took it out. All right, we're looking real good. Everything's in place where we want. We don't want to do the caliper yet because as soon as you undo that line, it's gonna start dripping brake fluid everywhere. I don't want to make a mess yet, but let's go ahead and finish getting the rotor on and then getting the caliper bolted up. So this is where that spacer comes in because I'm using that larger disc. I need to have this spacer just to put behind the disc, just to put the disc out right in the perfect spot so it lines with the caliper. And I'm actually going to use a lug nut just to put on here just to hold this disc so it doesn't fall as I try to bolt up the caliper. Now you want to make sure that you've got the correct side. You know, if we were talking about, again, with these larger brakes, the longer of the two lugs on here is going to be the top. So this is the passenger side. Also, because this is brand new, it came loaded with the brake pads. So just a heads up on that. If you buy used ones or not, you might want to make sure you got pads for that. And we're just going to slide it in place. And then those two new holes that we're Range Industries bored into this. We're gonna use those. They're a little bit farther, spaced a little farther out, and they're gonna thread right into the calipers. Oh, these look so good. Look at that, those things are fitting perfect in there. Everybody's happy. I like this thing. This looks amazing. Oh, I'm pumped. Okay, so now I want to do the brake line back here, and then it comes with a mount for the new, so for between this line, the hard line that's on the Crown Vic front end, and the line come from here, I got to take this off and drill a new mount here, and then we can hook everything up. So this is that mount. I went ahead and spray painted mine black, so it's coated, good to go. And then we're gonna, it comes with these two self-tapping screws, so we're gonna tap those into the frame, and then we're gonna set it up so that it's sitting this way. And then the brake line coming off the caliper will slide up underneath here, and we'll put this clip on there to hold it in place, and then we'll put the new brake line attached to that. All right, that didn't come out too bad. I didn't make too big of a mess. I do want to point out real quick that the placement of this banjo fitting, where it points to, you want to make sure that it clears your lower control arm and stuff when you twist when you move the steering all the way around. You want to make sure that it's going to clear everything, it doesn't bind up. So cool, that looks pretty good. And there we go, now that's done, tires back on. Of course, you do the same thing to the driver's side, all the same steps. You might make a bigger mess with the brake fluid if you struggle with that fitting like I did, but that's okay, we got past that. Everything looks good, everything's in place, and this thing, everything fits perfect, and the fitment is awesome. They say, if you can notice here, right by that, see how tight that space is in there? That's probably gonna be the tightest spot on these calipers. So if you had a 18-inch wheel, you probably would hit right there, and that's why they say you need 19-inch wheels to go with these 15-inch rotors and calipers. So there's plenty of space in between the caliper and the wheel here, but that's all in the design of the wheel that I have. So you guys, when you're figuring out what you're gonna do, just make sure that you get the right size wheel to fit your brakes. But oh man, those things are huge. This is awesome. I am very, very pumped to get out and drive the truck and see how this is gonna do. All right guys, so that's it. That is the big brake kit from Range Industries on these Crown Vic swap front ends on these F100s. Naturally, don't forget to bleed your brakes. You're gonna want to take care of that. I've got plans for swapping out the master cylinder anyway, so I'll take care of it when I do that. And I've got obviously a bunch of other stuff to put back together before I can get back on the road. And then I do want to do a test on these brakes and see how they perform, so I'll get to that when I get everything put back together. But this looks good. Everything came out exactly like I wanted, and I can't wait to get back on the road. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one.